People who don't like me don't stop my praise. The enemy is doing the absolute best he can to discourage you and to whip you to make you feel like you're not gonna make it to your next. Do I have a witness in here? Because you don't need to be around somebody that's intimidated about your future. You don't need to be sitting by somebody that's jealous of what God's getting ready to do. If you are discouraged that yoke tonight has been broken, I come tonight with the prophetic declaration that there is nothing that shall be able to stop you from getting to the place that God has ordained for you to be. Whatever is standing before you, it has no power. Tell them you are unstoppable.
I tell you, it is finally that time, right? It is finally that time. So all the persons who messaged and called and say unstoppable, where is part 2? Where is part 2? Where is part 2? It's here. All right. When me tell you, say so much people call me, I say unstoppable, I can't find part 2 to Wednesday night story, and I had to say, listen, it's Friday. Part 2 hasn't come yet. It's Friday. All right. So we're here tonight for part 2, the continuation of Friday night's experience that was shared, right? So if you're here and you know you shared the show to someone last Wednesday and they would have wanted to catch up with the continuation, share the show to them tonight again, all right, so that they don't miss part 2, all right? And to all the persons who reached out, I want to say thank you so much, who reached out and said, Unstoppable, I shared out the show, you know, to a few friends and they are loving it. Thank you so much for that, you know, because without you, this platform would reach nowhere. So I do appreciate every single one of you. And me see my brethren lesbian in the building night. I want to go on lesbian, bless up. All right. Now, I have to say, Eva Williams, good night to you. I'm seeing Eva over there on Facebook, and Eva has already shared the show 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times on Facebook since the show started. So thank you so much for that, Eva. I do appreciate that. Before me even ask for the shares, Eva shared out the show 5 times already. You look like Eva if you go get share of the year, you know. So if you're there right now on Facebook, do like Eva did. Click that share button and share it as many times as possible. Share it to some groups. Share it to a friend. Share it to your Facebook wall and just share it to your stories. Let more persons discover this platform tonight. All right. So Eva, once again, thank you for that, for those shares that you sent out. I do appreciate it. All right. Now over here on YouTube, please and thank you, share out the show as well, and make sure YouTube, please, may I ask you nicely before we go anywhere tonight, don't make me have to stop the show halfway to get the likes up. All right. So once you're here right now, just click the thumbs up button right now so that halfway in the show, I don't have to stop the caller so that I can ask you to get the likes up. All right. So we're at 66 and we're on our way. We're at 66 likes now and we're on our way to 200 people watching. So let's get the likes matching the amount of viewers. All right. If you're watching on your TV, it's still very simple for you to like the program. All you have to do is just pick up your cell phone and click the like button and put on back your phone and continue watching on your TV. It's that simple. All right. Nice. Now, before I continue, one other thing I have to announce. So 2 weeks from now, remember I tell you, everybody has a story to share, right? Now, 2 weeks from now, I will be sharing another one of my very own stories, right? Most of you who have become officials, right, for quite a while now would have heard me share my personal stories. I think twice. I shared 2 stories so far, right? 2 weeks from now, I will be sharing another unstoppable experience, right? Now, those of you who would have heard the first stories I shared, you would have known they were very interesting and they were in exclusive. So if you want to catch my stories when I share it 2 weeks from now, right, it will be on a Sunday, you make sure to sign up and get your badge so that you don't miss when that story is shared. All right. In order to sign up, all you have to do is click the link on YouTube where it says sign up to become an official when Restream drops it. Stream Elements drop it, and sign up to get your badge. Facebook, all you have to do is look to the right where you type to comment, and you will see a turquoise color icon with a heart in it. Click it and sign up to become a subscriber so that you don't miss when I share my very own experience. All right, 2 weeks from now, that story will be shared on Unstoppable Live exclusive. All right. Now, the sponsor for tonight's program is none other than Slam IPTV. Now, if you want to get great TV services and do away with cable and thing like that where you have expensive bills, right? Slam IPTV is the way to go. 647-858-4337 is the number to call. You can reach them on WhatsApp or you can hit them up straight by calling the number. You can check them out on their social media as well at slam_IPTV. All right. Facebook, Instagram, you can reach them. When you reach out to Slam, make sure that you tell them say you want the yearly package. All right. Because that right there is a money saver right there. You pay one time and you don't have to worry about nothing again until the year done. And when I tell you say a little bit of money, a little bit of money. All right. Slam IPTV 647-858-4337 is the number. All right. And several persons has gotten the service already. And so far, everybody is loving it. You can get great TV channels from anywhere around the world. You can just tell Slam, listen, I want this, I want that, and you can get it. All right. Sikizia say, yes, Unstoppable, time for your part 3 of your story. Yes, most of you would remember, my stories that I shared about my personal experience were very interesting. One of them, I think, was very sad, and see Candice, I say, yeah, it's about time for we get part 3. Big up yourself, Candice. Now, we have a story tonight, which is a continuation from Wednesday night's program, right? And the topic says, my baby dad told me to get out his house with our 6-month-old daughter. He even set me up to lose my kids. All right? Now, the caller is going to be continuing tonight, and she's going to actually get to that part of the story tonight, right? Even though Wednesday night, that's what it was titled, but she didn't get there because her story was so interesting that most someone never even realized that she never get this to what the program was titled. But she's going to get into it tonight and keep us just as intrigued and interested as we were on Wednesday night. So with that said, we're going to introduce the caller, but remember the rules of the platform. Disrespect is never, ever, ever allowed here. All right? If you're going to be disrespectful, you can click off from no. No name calling is allowed. You are never allowed to call my guest a fool, a dunce, a idiot, a yamed, a jackass, nothing like that, or else you will be blocked by either myself or one of my very helpful moderators. All right? As long as you're respectful, you can mix and mingle in the comment section. Talk about the topic, introduce yourself to the other viewers, and just have a conversation in the comments. All right? With that said, caller, good night again. Thank you for gracing the platform again.
Good night. Good night to all your listeners, and thank you very much for your, splendid, for people that had, talk about how great my story had sounded so far. So thanks to everyone. And this evening or tonight, early morning, where I am, I'd just like to continue and to let the callers know that I'm talking about domestic violence from a faith-based perspective, and to make it clear that I was a backslider. And I think that, what had happened to me is because of, my disobedience, walking away from God. So, all these men that I'm going to share, they're Jamaicans and they're from, presumably faith-based background. I was naive, to anything that called itself Christian and fell for it. So, continuation from the last time I spoke, I touched the topic of, going to a barbecue. So on my way to a barbecue one Saturday afternoon, after I left the domestic physical violence environment, I met a gentleman. He was a gentleman, I should say. That evening was walking towards the bus stop. Somebody drove on and said hi. I said hi, and he said, "Oh, you're a nice lady. Say thank you." Men always compliment women, when they're trying to make their way in your life. So, he said, "Where are you going?" And I said, "I'm going to a barbecue at church." And he said, "Can I come?" So I said, "Well, you're busy working. Why would you want to left your work to come to barbecue with me?" He said, "Well, I'm free this evening and there's nothing to hang out with a lovely lady." And that's how it started, relationship number 2. My first relationship, that my first love was the one that was very much abusive. And this relationship now that I was going to go into, it began after 2 years. And for me, I said to myself, 2 years and, being on my own. And, I think for relationship number 1, he thought that I'm available. That's the reason why, he keep coming back, trying to worm his way back into my life. So I decided that, what, I'm going to give relationship number 2 another try. Not that same evening, but, he followed me to the barbecue. We enjoy ourselves, and, after barbecue, he dropped me back home. And I remember when he dropped me home, he said, "Can I see you again?" And I said, "Well, if you want to, friendship only." And he said, "Okay, yes." So the Sunday morning, to be honest, he came by my house. He picked me up. I had 2 children there, and then so we all went to church. And he seemed to be interested. He's always coming, trying to be, maybe a good person. He's trying to, show, that he is maybe a prospective partner. I give in to, the friendship. And after 6 months, we got engaged. Getting engaged, my dad, to be honest, he was, part of the process. He contributed, financially, buy food, etc. And, I had a lovely engagement party and a nice ring. And to tell you, during that time, relationship number 1 came to understood that I now found somebody. And it's like the devil in hell risen within him. And it turns out that, he started targeting me in terms of where I'd lived. And as I said, he didn't live far from where I lived. So like my movement was always monitored. Everywhere I turned, he would parked up on the roadside. So the guy that I met, he drive a nicer car than him. And it was like, when he come to see the kids, he would say, "Oh, you fine man. Oh, because your man drive better car than me, you think, you're better than me and you want to disrespect me." I didn't really pay attention to, whatever you want to say, because for me, it's finished between me and you. So, you live your life, you get what you want. Because you know what, when I moved out of that house, to be honest, my sister moved in. So that for me was a dead relationship. I would never go back.
You mean the same
And not
15-year-old
because-
sister?
Yeah,
She moved in with your ex?
yeah.
What? So hold
And
on.
his parents were there.
So how old was she at this time when she moved in? Was she now an adult?
No, she was still teenager. She was still teenager, about 17, 18.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
they're moving. Yeah, she moving.
and this was now the father of your child, right? It wasn't just an ex.
Yeah, the
This
father of the children, the father of the 2 children I had 2 with him.
and she didn't care about none of that.
No, because as I said, in the first part of the story, that the letter that I found in his pocket, she said that you're mine.
Right. Anyhow, continue. See, viewers, I tell you,
Yes.
it's getting interesting more and more. Go right ahead.
Yeah, so when she moved in, I said, all right, then, it finished now. Dead. As I said, for me, physical violence was something that I was associated from I was a child. So for me, I always look at the pattern of my mom's life, the behavior with my dad, and said that wouldn't happen to me, or, I do think domestic violence, that spirit is transferable. And I'm saying it tonight because I want listeners to understand that once that thing, attaches itself, it's not easy to get off. So, back to the story, the guy picked me up this Sunday, we go to church, and from that on now, the relationship started between me and him. Every time the children go over, how did I know that you're moving? My daughter, the bigger one, she would come and she said, "Oh, mom, auntie, blah, 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 live with daddy knowing." And they said not to tell you. Grandma said not to tell you anything. The mother, she was a little bit, she was nice to me when I just met her. But I think, she said, because this is what he said, that, oh, his mom says, you know, my sister is free to come there. And you shouldn't let me know. For me, I just see that, as being disrespectful. And I just said to myself, what sort of mother would, support her son to do something like that? Because at the end of the day, my sister, she was young, she was naive. To be honest, I talked to her today. I do maintain a good relationship because from a Christian perspective, I had to forgive. So when I look back and see, what she had endured, I said, he took disadvantage of both of us, because you realize that my parents weren't hands-on, they weren't protective, enough to, protect us from that sort of, behavior coming from him. However, the story now continues with the partner number two. We're going out, enjoying ourselves, looking forward towards marriage. After the 6 months of engagement, as I said, he just get wild everywhere I turn. Even when it comes, where the kids are, he was like, all his focus was just on me, not on the children. One particular day, I came from school because, as I said, I was a teacher. So, my fiance then, he picked me up from school and he came home with me. Where I'd live, it's grilled, live by the section that I occupy. I call it, it had a carport, over that side. So it was like well protected. When I go in, I could lock the grill and just feel a bit safer than if a home, with a open environment. We came by, he dropped me home today, and he came in. We sat on the carport and we were talking, sharing and just discussing how we're going to move forward, into marriage. Unfortunately, the grill wasn't closed because the kids were outside playing, and he was there. So I just feel like, just leave the grill open, so that's all right for them. Within moments, that crazy man, he drove on, and I could hear him start shouting because he saw the guy car. And in no second, by the time I moved towards, I said to my fiance, blah, blah, he's out there, you can hear him. And I said, let me just bring the kids in quickly and close the grill. By the time I approached the grill, it was him pounced up because he was a big, strong, thick guy. He ran up to me, and he started, to be very verbal abusive and, threatening, and he just stepped right through. By the time he pushed, I was trying to close the grill, and he found his way in, and I ran across to where another section of the house, because it's a big house. My brother occupied over that side. His girlfriend, my brother girlfriend, and one of her children were across there. By the time I get across there, he just rushed down on me. I ran into my brother's room, and both of us, we were just, pouncing and pushing the door, trying to lock him out. And I tell you, the push that he pushed the door, it came off the inches. And he took the door and he, sailed it across. I don't know where it went because it was so long, but it came off the inches. And I tell you, that was a big fight. It was a big fight between me and him, and then my fiance got involved, and it was a real mess. To be honest, that was what now caused my dad to decide that, this is a crazy man, and if I don't put a stoppage to him, he's gonna kill you. Looking back, I'm just wondering if my dad was more like, upset for his door, of his house to be taken off in such a violent manner other than me. Because as I said, I came from an environment, my dad didn't show me love. I didn't feel appreciated, So at that moment, however, I was glad that he intervened and so forth. The matter, end up in the court. I remember going to court and I had decided that, with my dad, that he asked me if I want to press charge. And I said, yes, he pay for all the legal fees, and the journey in the court began. Sadly, my sister-in-law, she didn't stand with me. Nobody who knew this man's behavior from day one decided to stand. So it was me alone, me, God, and him, and the justice system. And I decided that, you know what? This is my time to get back at you, devil. And I tell you, never forget, one instant, I was in court and I sat at the back and just waiting for, court to begin. And the police officer came to me and he said, "What are you doing here?" And I said, "What you mean?" He said, "You're a Christian." I said, "You know you're a Christian." He said, "Just looking at you, you're a Christian, and Christian don't come to court." So I said, "Well, I'm here to get justice and I'm not gonna back down." And I went through and things started, and I remember, one stage of the case, it gets very rocky. And I was at work that particular day, and for some reason my fiance just decided that, you know what, he's gonna pick me up. When he picked me up from school, he decided that, let us go town and just go, browse around, and just have a look around, because we were in the midst of planning for the wedding. And I tell you, when I went town that day and came back home late the evening, my brother came to me, that's my eldest brother. And he said, "Girl, you're lucky today, And I said, "What you mean I'm lucky?" To be honest, me and that brother, we don't really and truly mesh, because when I look at everything that I've gone through and he didn't stand up to defend me, to be honest, I was very much hurt. And I said, "What you mean I'm lucky?" He said, "Oh, 4 gunmen come around here today to kill you." I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah, blah, blah, blah," calling the person name. He and 4 other men came around here, guns, said they're going to kill you. But, sad, fortunately, you weren't here. So that's why you're alive, girl, today. And I said, "Oh, so you see all of this, yeah? And none of you decided to stand with me." And by the time I said that, this brother just, flare out in a rage. And to be honest, it didn't end up nice with me and him that evening.
But what was
So my
gunman?
fiancé
What was
said,
gunman after you for though?
because I'm taking him to court for the abuse. Yeah. So what happened that evening, as I said, me and my brother, an argument developed because what I said to him, you knew all what he has been doing to me over the years and nobody's standing up for me, Anyway, my fiancé said, "You know what? I'm not going to leave you here tonight. I'm going to take you to where I'm living." So that was the night I eventually moved from that address and went to my fiance's home. His mom was she migrated, so she left the home, and so I just went there and lived. To be honest, I didn't want it to happen like that because I wanted to get married before we becomes involved intimately. And unfortunately things just switched, so I had to live with him. Things went on, and I tell you, every time we, go out, I remember one time we were in Kingston, we went downtown and walking, and to be honest, walking with the 2 children, only thing I could, from, my left or whatever section, he just drove up, opened the door, grabbed the 2 children, throw in the car and take off with them. And it was like a drama because my fiancé at that time, he was just trying to, protect me, running after him he just shoot off with the kids then. And to tell you, every time that happened, it has been a continuous, interference with my life and the children. And to be honest, I remember the police, keep reporting him because every time we take away the kids, them, I report it and the police them go back for them. And one day a police officer said to me, "You want me to kill him for you?" I mean, he was just giving, he's saying, this man give too much trouble. Where I'd lived, what he had done now, every move I make, you know, he continued to monitor my movement. I remember one stage of you know, when I moved into my fiance's home and I was like going out of the community, I saw his car park on the highway, because from where I live I could see, you know, the highway or whatever. And I said to myself, when is this man gonna stop? He had never given me a break through that relationship. 24/7 he's just behind us, because the guy's a taxi driver. He was a taxi driver. And I remember one day coming and he said to me, do you know who approached me today? And I said, no. He said, that crazy man of yours. Take out his cutlass, so he's gonna chop him up because, hey, you take away my woman, whatever. So what I just want to say, you know, I couldn't survive in Jamaica. There was no way for me to survive, you know. And I tell him, my fiance, then his mom, you know, I filed for him. So during the filing, you know, we did get married after a year. At one stage of the when we got engaged, to be honest, I wanted to change my mind, because it was like something within me wasn't resonating with him being saved. And I didn't want to find myself into something or go further, because I just feel like, you know, if I stop it here, then I could have a better chance of, you know, renewing my life, or you know, stay away from violence, or whether physical, emotionally, psychological, or mentally. So what had happened, to be honest, my fiance, when he left for America the first time, I decided to walk away from that home, because, as I said, there's something within me was saying, don't go no further with the relationship. Don't take it to marriage. And I went to a friend, and I eyed out. And to be honest, when he came back, I was leaving that friend home that one weekend, you know, going shopping. And I saw him. And he said, you know, he came over, took me and said, no, we're going home, because I don't understand what's going on with her. Why you leave the home? Why you don't want to, you know, continue the relationship? And I was just saying to him, you know, my gut feeling just saying to me, you know, that I'm rushing into something, and, you know, for some reason, your spiritual life, you're not, you know, really there, or you're just, not because I'm a nice person. I don't want somebody to marry me because, you know, I may be a beautiful lady, you know, I'm a nice person. From my faith, I don't think you're there. And he was like, you know, it started developing, you know, like a strong argument. He didn't hit me, but it was like very firm that I don't understand why I spend so much money on you and blah, blah, whatever. And if you don't marry me, I'm going to kill myself. You know, for me, I thought, oh my God, all right, then he loved me. Let me give him a try. I gave him a try and a chance. And after a year, we got married. That was 1990. We got married in 1996. 1996. The marriage only lasts for 2 years, because crazy guy number one wouldn't leave him alone, and he would come and said, you know, I don't know, you know, why this man won't leave you alone. You're the first woman ever seen, you know, walk away from man, and man don't want to leave them alone. You know, this not gonna work. And, you know, to be honest, he became very withdrawn. So it's like I went through psychological abuse. So it removed from physical, now it becomes psychological. He doesn't want to sleep with me. He doesn't talk to me. The whole home environment becomes so tense until it reached a stage where he just walked away. Never see him again from that. 1998, 2 years alone on my own. But during that process, I had to be going to court. I had to be going to court, and I went to court alone. Another police officer approached me during the time, seen me coming. He said, give it up. I said, no. I said, justice. I said, I'm not stopping until I get justice. And I tell you, it was hard. It was difficult. But I decided, I said, listen, God didn't create me for nobody to batter me. Yeah? I said, I'm God's child. I'm God's gift. Nobody should ever disrespect me or abuse me to the level that relationship number one had done it. And I can tell you, I stick it out. I fight it. My dad was there. That was my only, what you call now, support. And the criminal justice system, it ended up that I did gain victory. He went down for 6 months. The night when the verdict, guilty. When I went home, my phone was ringing. You know, you're a hobby woman, you're a witchcraft, blah, blah. You send my son to gone to jail, blah, blah, whatever. All I could say now, Lord, thank you that justice prevailed. I tell you on my own, after my partner left, and I tell you, I started to feel down, feel lonely, feel lost, and I started to search again.
So how long after getting married did he leave you? Because I know you said you got married and then he became withdrawn. Before you answer that, we're on the 30-minute mark. Take a water break and I'll come right back to you while I pay the credit to the sponsors for a quick second. All right. All right. So good night to all the new viewers checking in tonight. If tonight is your very first time here and you're liking what you're hearing, jump in the comment section and let us know that you are new so that the regulars can give you a warm, unstoppable welcome. Don't just sit back and be a silent listener. You know, mix and mingle and participate in the comments section. All right. Now, I want to say also thank you to the persons that have contributed to the program so far. Christine Clear sent in a super chat contribution. I do appreciate that contribution, Christine. Thank you so much. And also Merville Mackey sent in a PayPal contribution. Thank you, Merville, for sending in that contribution. And Shamai Douglas sent in a Cash App contribution. Thank you so much, Shamai. I do appreciate it. I want to say thank you to the persons that have shared out the program so far. That is appreciated. I'm seeing over there Facebook several persons that shared multiple times. Thank you so much for sharing and continuing to share out the show. YouTube, on still not do too good as far as the likes go. You know, we had 350 viewers and only 175 likes. Let's get the likes up, YouTube. We can do better. All right. The sponsor for tonight's program is none other than Slam IPTV. Now, like I told you, several persons from this program has gotten Slam IPTV's services, right? And they all love it so far, right? Now, Slam IPTV is the service where you can get real live TVs channels from. Also, you can get latest movies, right? They have a movie section where the latest movies can be found on that section as well. And then you have 24/7 movies as well, right? So reach out to Slam 647-858-4337 WhatsApp, or you can call them straight, right? You can check them out on their Instagram and Facebook at Slam_IPTV. All right. If you wish to contribute to the program, we have Zelle, Cash App, Super Chat, and PayPal are the methods you can use to contribute to the program. Thank you so much for whatever contribution is made to the platform. All right, Carla. So let's get back to you. So you got married. How long after you got married did he leave you?
After 1.5 years. It never lasts for no more than a year and a half.
So he wasn't around too long. I saw where someone said that maybe someone in the comment section said maybe he left because he couldn't protect you from relationship number one. The way how the first man was aggressive. Maybe that's why, you know, he got overbearing. So probably that's why he left.
It's true.
You think that's what it was?
It's true. Yes. Yeah, I do think so. I do think so. Because to be honest, even when he used to travel back and forth, he used to look after me and the children. And every time when he comes, relationship number one new, because he would see the kids in nice things. So I used to get nice things, very nice. He'd look after me materially, financially. Yeah, because when he moved me after I left his mom's house, you know, we rented a very nice house into a, you know, very beautiful community. So he really looked after me. But as I said, the caller was saying that it was, you know, the intensity, you know, of the pursuit from relationship number one was too much for him.
Okay.
You know, he said he couldn't stay, he can't. Yeah, so he just left. After that now, you know, I started to search and, you know, get very deeper in my faith, you know, because during the troubled years and, you know, it was just a whole lot bearing down on me. So I started to seek, you know, God for direction. And I remember I went to church one day. This now is when I'm going to migrate to, you know, where I am. So you will come up to the story where everybody will be listening. I want to hear now, you know, going to church, you know, went to church one day and, you know, a very subtle, soft voice said, go on 21 days fast. For me, I was like, oh my God, 21 days fast. So it was very deep in my faith, you know, even though I go through those troublesome time, was a very small lady, and I was like, Lord, I can't manage a 21 days fast. But for me, I was just looking at it from, a physical perspective, wasn't, adhering to. So, just go on and trying to find my way, and, Spirit dawned on me, go on a 21 days fast. God have a reason why he wanted me to. Because, all the troubles that I've gone through over the years, those heaviness, those spirit need to, cut off from my life in order for me to rise and to thrive. Went to a conference, and I tell you, I met this lady. She's an evangelist. And she ran up to me after the conference and she said, girl, I'm going, blah, blah, blah. I know people may know where I am, but, she said, and I'm not leaving you. She's going abroad, and she said, I'm not leaving you. And I said, okay, then, Lord, you said go on 21 days fast. Here's a lady said she's going to fast. No, I was telling her before I met that lady, somebody was praying with me one day, and the person says during the prayer said, God says, get your passport ready. You're going to travel. So from the fast to the prayer, now to the conference, girl, I'm just going to say, I'm going to England and I'm not leaving you. And that's how before migration, I went through the 21 days fast, and I tell you the end of the fast, the morning when I was breaking the fast, because I didn't have enough money. Yeah. I remember I had 32,000 in me. And when I decided, I said, Lord, okay, then the fast, the prayer, the lady said, where she going? She not leaving me. I said, but I don't have anybody where she setting off for. I have one uncle in Canada, and I call him and I said, do you have anybody? Do you know if we have any relative live, blah, blah, and he said, oh yeah, we have one cousin there. And he said, why? And I said, I think, I want to go, but I don't know where to live. I don't have anybody to stay. He says, all right, I'll, arrange for that person to receive you. So that's how I end up in the UK. Came here, that cousin of mine, only lived with her for 2 weeks. I remember when I went to her home, and just keep seeing things, because I can see things before they happen, things around me in terms of, demonic forces or anything to do with witchcraft or whatever. I'm just sharp in the spirit. That's me. And she said to me one day, girl, she said, I said to her, share a dream I had about her. And she looked at me and she said, you're real. She said, nobody telling you anything. She said, God is with you. And I tell you, she started to become funny because she was a backslider, and I used to witness to her and encouraging her to get back on board. After 2 weeks, to be honest, she put me out. She packed my things. The morning when she was going out to work, what she did, she didn't lock the door. Yeah, she locked the door. She didn't turn the key in the door. She closed the door because it have a latch inside. It can just it catches. And she packed my things and she said, I need to go. I said, I've got nowhere to go.
For no reason?
And I remember, just like that, she said, when I go on holiday, I carry my holiday money and I don't go and depend on anybody. You come to foreign, you have to learn, you have to fight your way, sorry, can't keep you no more. Just like that. Luckily, when I was coming, I wrote some numbers because I have one cousin that's my father's sister's daughter. So I wrote her number in a book. And once my cousin left that morning, I found 20p. And I use a directory, and I put it use it to block the door, because if I go out and I lock, I couldn't go back in. And I ran to the phone booth. When I just came here, I didn't have a mobile phone. So I rang the number and I said to Cuz, that's my cousin now, not the one that put me out. My cousin I'm trying to contact to say, you know what, blah, 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 putting me out and I've got no way. She said, I said to her, the 20p gonna run out now. She said, it's all right, I'll call you back on the, so they can return call. So she called me back and she said, don't worry, we have an uncle. I'm going to get in touch with that uncle to come and pick you up. And that's how I leave her home. Even my uncle came when she come and I said, oh, I come for blah, blah, blah. And she said, oh, I thought when you say you come here, you didn't have any family. Yeah. So my uncle just took me and went to live with my uncle. She was a sponsor for me that had come to an end because she canceled it with the home office. So my uncle take on the sponsorship. During the time living with my uncle like, no, because he was so overly protective of me, going out, he was like there, he used to drive me in and out, because he got me now enrolled into a college. So being in the country 6 months, he said, you know what, I need to enroll because this will help you to, have your feet down, blah, 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 so you can get your, on a better, grounded in the country, blah, blah, whatever. So enroll into a college and he took on the sponsorship. During that time, my uncle became overly protective, as I said, and, he doesn't want to go out and, like guys who want to say hi would like, don't want you to talk to anybody. So I thought it was like, caring uncle, loving, kind uncle gonna protect me, only to find out, living there is like, uncles want to hug me and, sometimes I just feel funny. And I remember I had a church brother because he was a pastor then. So when I go to church, he was like, watch me. And, if the brothers them come up and talk to me, he was like being funny with them and, oh, leave those guys alone, don't want to catch you talking to them. But at the same time, he's telling me that, he's trying to protect me for himself. Yeah, I want to have a relationship with me. So I'll just make it clear. So I said, to be honest, I used to sleep on the settee because it was a 2-bedroom house. He lives, his wife, she was demented, she had dementia, so she occupied one room. And the room that he occupied, he wanted me to sleep in there. And I said, no, I'll sleep on the settee. So being there is just like, trying to molest me. He didn't get through because I was like, to be honest, I can be a cheeky person. So I stood my ground and to be honest, never end up nice with me and him. Remember one night, just went to one of my friends because I have a nurse friend and she was going to travel to Jamaica. And she said, girl, can you just stay in my flat for me and, till I come back. So I went away for 2 weeks. For me, that 2 weeks was a break, and when I would return back to my uncle's flat, he was like, oh, so where you went? Yeah, I did tell him. I said, well, because, respect. I said, well, uncle, I'm going to stay by my friend. So when I came back, his attitude even get even worse towards me. To be honest, it becomes unbearable. One day I was like walking through the market and I saw a friend of mine that we used to sing on the choir back in Jamaica. And then we talk and she said, oh, I don't have anywhere to live and I'm struggling to find somewhere. So for me now, this was going to be, a way to divert this man from me. So I say, follow me home. So my uncle is a person, he can be nice, to be honest. So I said to him, uncle, blah, blah, blah. She haven't got nowhere to stay. Can't you stay with us? Because for me, I just want something to divert him off me. Let him take his eye off me. And she followed me, as I said, and, he talked. He said, only on one condition. I said, what it is, and I keep the place tidy. I said, okay, that is easy for me because I'm a clean person. Yeah. So she stayed, and I can tell you, that friend and my uncle become so good friend. So it was like, no, both of them becomes very tight knitted. And I started to feel like the outcast. Never feel comfortable, no more living there. So I decided that I'm going to rent somewhere. So, I was still working, got a little job and, waiting for my passport to come back from, the home office because my uncle, he did sponsor me, doing my little job and just waiting for the passport, as I said, repeat myself, because when I get my passport, then I can go get a better job because I was working like in a laundry, getting, for a small amount for a week. So getting a better job would be enabled me to go live on my own and can able pay my way. My uncle said to me one Saturday morning, that was the morning I was going to, God deliver me. The passport came, when the postman knocked the door and I went to the door and he handed me the parcel. Phil said, oh yeah, something in it like, this is the morning, God, the blessing gonna come. Get the passport. When I open it and I said, uncle, my passport coming. I said, oh, so you're somebody now. You turn somebody now. And when he say that, something pulls within me, because I said, I was always somebody, so why is he saying that? To be honest, I went and then I got myself a job, and then I moved out for good. I went and I live on my own. Living where he is, I know that he wouldn't put in a second year for me for my sponsorship. So when I left with, God, trusting God, how am I going to make it now? Because if my uncle behaving the way he does, I'm all alone. But I said, God, you brought me here. So if you make a way for me to come here, I know you can sustain me. And I tell you, living on my own and, enroll in a college and, going to college and all of that. One night coming from college, God, I stopped at the bus stop, I was there waiting for the bus to take me home. And there was where I met relationship number 3.
And this is where the
So
saga begins.
relationship number 3, the guy that I said, set me up. He was a lawyer, well-dressed guy at the bus stop, left Jamaica when he was 7, because we talked, we share, we started talking that night. Everything before I know that he come from Jamaica, lawyer, blah, blah, whatever. We share a little, and then we started to becoming good friends. And, I started talking to him, and I remember was I questioning him, and he said, I'm a Christian, so I don't want to have a relationship with them and save. And he said, oh, he's a Christian too. As a matter of fact, he said, I'm a Muslim. I said, well, what is that? Because to be honest, when I was in Jamaica, I didn't know nothing about Islam, Islamic faith, Muslim, what they're all about.
Let's address this real quick, because a lot of viewers, both on Facebook and YouTube, is asking the question. I know you're gonna get to it, but let's just get it out of the way. They're all asking, when you left Jamaica, where did you leave the kids?
Oh, yeah, I leave them with him. Oh, yeah, the escape. Sorry, I forget that one. Yeah, so, when after the fast and everything, and, all the confirmation that God now said I'm going to travel, I went on the fast. When I went on the fast, I took the kids to him. I said to him, keep the kids for me for 2 weeks, I'm not going to be around. I left the home that I was at, and I went to a friend. We sang on the choir. So, she accommodated me for the 2 weeks of the fast, because I just wanted to be by myself. So, the kids were there. When the fast finished now, everything came through. The cousin, the sponsorship, the money that I need to travel. So what I did with him, how did I get away from him now? Yeah, to be honest, sorry about that, listener. I said to him one Saturday, that was a Saturday, I'm going to leave. To be honest, I have everything planned. Nobody knew, that I was going to leave. Even my neighbor, who was very good to me. The only person knew was the landlord, because I had to give up the house. So what I said to my neighbor, can I stay with you for one night? He didn't know why. He said, why? I said, I'm moving. He said, where are we going to go? So I said, don't want to tell you yet. Just give me a time and I will tell you. So the kids were by the dad that Saturday, because I was going to fly out the Sunday night. The kids were by the dad, and I said to him, I want to take the kids to Devon House. We just want to go and have some ice cream. They didn't know I was going to leave either, because I was keeping everything tight, because if it leaked out, then there's going to be a trouble for myself. So I have a very good friend. We went to Devon House. We ate ice cream. Just had fun with the children. And I said to her, I'm going to go away, but this is just between me and you. I want you to follow me to the airport. She said, when are you going? I said, I'm going tomorrow. Today, Saturday, I'm doing all of this with the kids, and everything was just wrap up, because I keep everything sort of quiet. So I said to her, this is just between me and you. So the kids came, went to airport, and when they saw me, they were like shocked. Mom, you leave? Where you going? I said, I'm going away, but I don't want you to tell Daddy my secret. Just hold it for me. And she pray with me, at my departure, before I go into check-in. And to be honest, it was so heavy because I've never separated from my kids. I hugged them and I cried and I hand them to her. When I hand them to her, I said to her, don't say anything. And I said to the kids, don't say anything. I said, when I land safe, mommy will call you. I'll call you and let you know where I am.
This was
Yeah. So
this
she knew
was
I was going to England.
this was how long after he came out
Nine.
of jail before you got the opportunity to leave Jamaica?
It was about, I left Jamaica 2000, so it was like 6 months before.
So he
6 months
had already
before.
spent his time and came out.
Yes, and he came out. Yeah, and
So
when he
wh-
came out, he still wouldn't leave me.
So
He
when he
wouldn't
came
leave.
out,
He
because
would
that's what I was about to ask you. If after he came out of jail,
never quiet.
he didn't have any resentments towards you. He wasn't angry with you or anything.
He's still coming, trying to worm back his way in. And I said to myself, this man is very much serious. I could never survive in Jamaica if I stay.
Okay.
And I think maybe that's the reason why God opened the door for me to leave.
All right.
I
So
do believe.
let's get to relationship number 3 because the time is winding down. So let's get to that.
Yes. Yes. So as I said, we went, when I left and I reached, I called the kids and I tell them that, I reached, and he was there. The little one, she was crying, and he said, I said to her, mom reached safe now, mom is in England. And he said, so wait, you left Jamaica and let me know? And he started to swear and, whatever. I said, whatever. Thank God I get rid of you. I just hung up the phone on him. So anyway, thanks for that time to share that bit. Going out with relationship with number 3, move out, and me and this guy started to develop a friendship until, it turned into a relationship. I came here 2000. Yeah. So during that time, I met him, the guy who I said I met at the bus stop, who is a lawyer. So I thought he was a nice guy. He looked nice. Yes, I thought, because as I said, my experience after that led me to say I thought, we went out, we talked. He took me to, the flat that he had, and he said, this is his home. And I said, do you have another woman, or do you have a woman in your life? He said, no. I said, I don't trust men, And he said, well, you can't trust me because I'm single. Went to the flat, and I tell you, I look around, nobody was there. So I was like going back and forth from where I was staying, building a relationship with him, after a year in the relationship, I started to become lonely, I miss my kids, and I was like crying and, talking to him. And I said to him, I left 2 children in Jamaica, and I want them to come over. Is there any way you can help me? And to be honest, he did help me. Yeah. He took them here in the UK after a year. I came 2000, the children came over 2001. He was the one that brought them over. Said, when the kids came, I realized I was pregnant. So baby number 3 was on the way, we said that, all right, then the kids are here. And I said to him, listen, I don't want the kids them to come and see me living a certain life, and we met and you said, well, you're going to settle down. What you when it was promising, all right, then, yeah, we're going to settle down, blah, blah, whatever. We never really talk about marriage, but he was like, yes, we're going to settle down. Things happened. It happened that, where I was living as a student, I had to move because it was one room, and now the children come in and need a bigger space. Fortunately, I met a cousin, and that cousin told me about a house where he had that his mom left for them. So one cousin was living there, one of his sons, and he said, there's an extra room, you can come there and live for free, and it's family house. So I went and I said to the cousin, I have 2 children, I want to bring them here. So it's all right. So I furnished the house and get everything ready for the kids. And I tell her, during that time, being a student, didn't have my settlement. Still decided that I'm going to take them because I said, I don't know how long, the border going to open for Jamaicans to come through freely. And I think this is the time that, I want to take the chances to bring them here. Yes, we got them here. Remember the day when they landed, a little disruption was at the airport. We all had to clear the area that you're waiting for new arrival, because somewhat there was a bag leave there, so there was a suspect that it could be something other than just an ordinary bag. So they asked us all to clear and, give them time to examine. And, when they call us back in, just see the kids them running to me. And when they saw me, they said, "Mommy, mommy, mommy, mommy." And it was just it was just excitement that he was there. And, we were all glad the kids them come and everything. Yes, the kids came. I had my baby, she born 2002. Yeah, so they said the two children came, lived with me and my cousin. Now baby number 3 arrived. My cousins where I was living, they said, well, try you in one room can't work. He call himself a lawyer and he say him have a good job, you need to find somewhere put in him. Things became rocky. One night I went to my bed and in my dream, there was a woman came and she said, get out of my house. The room that I had slept in, it was my aunt, my cousin mom, she died. So when the person in the dream, I said, flipping hell, what is this? I didn't like the dream. So I said, you know what, I'm not going to stay. For me, I know I'm strong spiritually, but for the kids, I say, you know what, when, living in a home and especially if demon, seem to be part of the environment, it's not going to be very, conducive for children to be in. So I went to my church and I said to one of my church sisters that I haven't got nowhere to go or I need somewhere to go, and I explain because people of faith will understand what we're talking about other than people of the world. So, she worked in a refuge and she put me there because all along he wouldn't decide to find anywhere to put me and the children. So I had to make my headway with the kids because I'm protecting my children. So we move out, we end up in a refuge. When I end up in the refuge, because I was still on a student visa, he was the sponsor now. He became the sponsor for all of us because he took the kids up. So he said, you know what, he's just going to put me on it as well and, sponsor me as well. Whilst I was at the refuge, social services, they had to pay for my accommodation. Within about a month, the person that responsible for us whilst we went into the refuge, she said to me, we can't keep you any longer, because your immigration hasn't sorted out and that is causing we are struggling to find, funding for you. So we're going to have to ask, you to leave. I said, leave, go where? So they said, all right, then we're going to arrange with social services to, put you at a bed and breakfast. I said, bed and breakfast, what's that? That's like a temporary accommodation. So they put me there.
So is it that the lawyer wasn't able to get a place for all of you or what?
No, because once you haven't got your status, you're not entitled to public funding.
No, I'm talking about him specifically. He couldn't afford it?
No, he couldn't. No, even though he was, because to be honest, he studied law, but he wasn't practicing in law. He worked at a university, as a legal administrator.
Okay.
So he wasn't like a practicing lawyer. He did study law though, but he wasn't working in that capacity. Okay. For some reason.
Sharon, thank you so much for the cash app that you sent in, and Charlene, thank you for the cash app contribution. I do appreciate it. All right, continue for me.
Yeah, so what had happened now, I found myself in a predicament. We move out of the refuge, we end up into the bed and breakfast. I said to the guy, when I end up in the bed and breakfast, after 2 weeks, he said to me that social services stopped paying your rent because you haven't got your settlement, So he said, well, I can't keep you. And you're going to have to go. To be honest, it was coming to winter. I didn't have nowhere to go with the kids. So I started packing. Yeah, I packed them and I put the stuff them outside. And he said to me, I said, come back in. He said, I can't. He said, because of these children, I can't put you out. He said, how did you get to the UK? How did the children get to the UK? And I started to tell him. He said, I'm going to call immigration on him. And when he said, give me his number. And he called him. So he came to us tonight. And he saw, what was happening to us. And he said to me, okay, then I want to talk to you. He took me in his car and he said, I have somebody living in the house. And I said, what we have living in the house? And he said, oh, there's a woman there with a child. I said, whose child it is? He said, it's not mine. Her baby's father threw her out. Her partner, they use the word partner here. Her partner threw her out. So, he put her up. So I said, you put up somebody, yeah, with a child that is not yours. And I have one for you. And furthermore, you took my other two from Jamaica. And you're going to tell me you have somebody. I said, listen, you need to find somewhere tonight and put us. So he packed us, and he took me there. When I went there, I saw the girl and with her baby, and she was like frightened and looked, confused and, looked upset. And she ran out of the house and she went next door and she was talking to the ladies, a elderly lady, and the lady came over. She said, hi, greet me. And then, she just leave. And, we lived there, started living there. It was very inconvenient for me and the children because it's a 1-bedroom flat. So the girl, she stayed in the sitting room, and me and the children occupied the bedroom. Now, me and 3 children in 1 bedroom, that was like too much for me. And the baby, she was only 6 months old then. I tell you, during that time, I remember when I came the night, he wrote me a letter and he said, I'm giving you 3 weeks to leave because you came and you saw this girl. Yeah, so she more entitled to be here than you. So I said, what did you just say? Whose child is this? And he said, but it's fair enough. You came and you saw her, so she should stay here and you have to find somewhere to go. So I said, I'm not finding nowhere to go. I'm going to stay here with my children. He started to remove the curtain from the window. He took, when I went to work and my children, I came back and said, oh, blah, blah, blah. We were watching the TV and he plugged it out and removed the TV, take away the TV. It was obvious that the television is gone. And he started removing all the curtains from all the windows and making the place unsafe and, uncomfortable for us to stay in. And I think the last thing he did before he switched off the electricity and the gas, he took the lock off the front door. Now we were staying in Brixton, and that area is very much rough, very rough area. And the guys that used to do jogs and the step and all of that. So you can imagine how we were prone, we were exposed to be abused,
And he was doing all this with you having his young baby?
Yeah, yes. And the last thing he did was to switch off the electricity and gas with me and the kids in the house. Before that, one day something just said to me, take note of the account for the energy company. It's national insurance, the address, all the important details that you will need in time of need. And to tell you, that day when he switched off the gas and the electricity, that was when those information becomes valid. I called the energy company and I said to them that I'm in the cold house, no light, no electricity. And they said, why? So I said to him that my child's dad, I don't call him no partner, I said that my child's dad switch off the light and the gas and leave me in the dark and cold with the children. He said, whose children are those? I said, one of the child belonged to him, but he sponsored the other 2, brought them here. So they came and switch it on back. He did everything to get me out. He went to social services, yeah? As a matter of fact, he came one day and he said to me, oh, I made an appointment with social services for them to find you somewhere. And the appointment is on such and such a date. I was really glad because having a home was something very vital for anyone living in the UK. All throughout my life, people hear my story, I was plagued by instability. The appointment came that morning and I dressed all the 3 children because my eldest, she was about 12, 13. And the middle one, she was 9, 10, about 10, 11. Yeah, because they were 2 years apart and the baby 6 months. So I took them in and we went in for the meeting. When I went in, the guy, social worker, he said to me, do you know why you're here today? I said, oh yes, I was told that you're gonna find somewhere to put me and the children. And he said to me, no. He said, your partner book you the appointment for us to take the children off you and deport you back to Jamaica. And he said to me, you know, when we look at your history, no, it's for the time that you've been here, you know, with these children, you've been a good mother. So we're not going to do it. You can go back home. I tell you, when I walk away that morning, they didn't give me anywhere to live. When I walk away that morning, if the earth could open up and take me in, that would be good for me. Because I said to myself, why these men are so wicked? I said, relationship number 1, physical abuse. 2, maybe not any fault of his own of such. Psychological abuse, mentally, because I said number 2, he stopped talking to me. Yeah, that did hurt. Number 3, come to a new country and this is what happening to me. Because I thought leaving Jamaica left everything behind. That's evil. So I'm coming now to somewhere that I'm going to experience the best. Go back home. He decided he ain't going to stop fight. He went and he applied to the court to remove me. I didn't know about court case until one Saturday morning, you know, tidying my baby, you know, combing her hair when I hear the flap of the door, letterbox, you know, open up a letter, drop through. When I open it, there was a hearing, 10 a.m., you know, at Camberwell Court, and I need to be there. I didn't have much time. I could just drug on my clothes quickly. Yeah, because where Camberwell Court is, from where I live, is not too far. So what I did, I just called a taxi. Yeah, call a taxi. To be honest, God was so good to me. You know, always have money, can help myself. When I called the taxi and they dropped me, take me to the court, it was just in time for the hearing at 10 a.m. You know, the hearing began.
So before you continue, let me ask you this. So the lady that was in the apartment with the baby, was that his child or no?
No, it wasn't. I don't know. Up until today, I don't know. But all I knew, I skipped that little one, that bit before I move out of the property now. What had happened? She went away for 1 week. I said to him, she's gone for 1 week. He said she didn't have anywhere to stay. So I said, okay, I need, you know, to spread out in this place that me and the kids feel comfortable, because if she didn't have anywhere to go, she wouldn't have gone for 1 week. And I could tell her by the time I said that, you know, he was on their balcony, because they have a little balcony on a phone. I don't know who was calling, but lo and behold, within minutes, she arrived. One big fight between me and her, right before the kids. Because she said, oh, you come here, you know, upsetting me, where you take up my bed for, blah, blah, whatever. Police came in. When the police came, they asked me, whose apartment is this, blah, blah, whatever. So I said to them, you know, it's my little girl's dad apartment, and he brought me here. So they said to her, what are you doing here? Who are you? And she didn't answer. She just took out the baby and disappear. Now, matter of fact, they said, no, you go. Yeah, if this child is she, I am more entitled to stay here. So that's how, you know, that was what happened to me and her. Then she left and she's gone. He become very bitter because, oh, I come there and I see people and I throw them out. Oh, I'm disrespectful and I'm rude and he's going to get me out. So that's when he take me to court now to move me. So the judge said to me, stand up, miss, blah, blah, whatever. He asked me, you know, how did I reach there? So I said to him that I have one child for him and he's the one that took me there. Moreover, he take 2 other children from Jamaica. So the judge said to me, go back home and stay there and he can't evict you. When I left courthouse, he called me old thieving girl from Jamaica. You come to Britain, if you can't thief me house, blah, blah, whatever. So that's how it ended with me and him. And to be honest, Home Office wrote to me and they said to me, if I'm waiting for them to sponsor me, through him, I need to find myself a new sponsor. Everybody say Home Office and write nobody and tell them that. So God was always with me, you know, and he kept me. And I don't know if you want me to finish this now, because that's you know, what I'd share. But there are so many other stories.
Well, we have to finish now anyhow, but we have gotten to what the title is. All right, so I'm gonna open the phone line for a few minutes, viewers. If you wish to call in and say a few words to this caller or share your opinion on tonight's topic, the number is 754-317-5747. WhatsApp only, 754-317-5747. What's your opinion on what was shared tonight? This caller went through a whole lot. If you listen from part 1, it was a whole lot, and part 2 is also a whole lot. And as you heard, she said a while ago, there's possibly more to it. But I want to ask you, before I even get the first call, has things turned around for you since all this happened?
Oh, yes. I was sitting in a church in Camberwell during my ordeal, and the pastor said, "You lady at the back, stand up," and I stand up. He said, "God is going to give you a 3-bedroom house in the UK." And I can tell I live in a 3-bedroom house. Got my settlement. Yeah.
Awesome. That is wonderful.
Things have settled.
And the
Yes,
kids,
and I have my
the
house.
kids are
and
still
how,
with you?
Yes. Oh, they're adults, you know. The big one, she works in government. The middle one, she runs her own business. The third one, she's at university. And the boy, that one is a story, but leave that one. Yes.
And what is the relationship like between the last child's father over there? Do you communicate with him or no?
You know, he left. He left the UK because he said, "I'm not marrying to him and he's not staying here." He came where I am in my church here to create havoc. Tell my pastor that, you know, he want to buy me a house and I don't want to marry him and blah, blah. So tell you, you know the story, that man. He never want to give up either. But he said, because I'm not going to marry him, he's not staying in the UK. So he left. He gone to an African country.
All right, so we have the first caller. Sean, what going, brother?
Oh, go on. Good night, caller. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Why? You've been through a lot. But I gotta ask you, how are you doing right now with everything? Are you okay, living wise? Your kids are how are you doing?
Yeah, my kids are all right. And as I said to Unstoppable, that my eldest daughter, she finished university. She's working in government. The 2 children that he brought here, the middle one, she runs her own business. The baby now, she's at university.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So out of
And
all
I'm settled.
that,
So I have my own home. God settled me.
good,
He settled me.
good.
Yeah.
So
And God settled me. I must say to caller, sorry to break there, I must say that once you trust God, He never leave you. Because when the Home Office settled me, I have the letter that said, because of your favor, we decided to give you your settlement in the United Kingdom. Yeah, they said, because of your favor, FAVOR, we have. So I must tell you, God came through for me.
So after all that, you see, this is just your story to tell, tell your kids and your grandkids, say they have to appreciate the opportunity that they're given, and you worked really hard and you escaped death to reach there, and you're okay. So I'm really happy that you're okay. I'm really happy that things worked out for you and you can move forward. But you're a strong woman, so you should be a motivational speaker to women who have been through abuse and try, and if whenever you and trust me, because I'm really proud of you. So keep up the good work, and I'm really proud of how you uplifted yourself from time. All right, so you have a good night.
Yes.
All right, Sean.
Thank you
Thanks
very
for
much
calling, my brother.
for your input. Thank you.
All right, so I'm going to close out the phone line with just that one call for the night because we have gone over time. But I will not leave without, and I'm seeing Ilian asking for the name of the book. Ilian says, don't forget to tell us the name of the book. And also I saw Catherine mention earlier saying that I need to read your book. So therefore, we have to mention the book right now before we end the program. But there is something that I'm curious about, and a lot of viewers is throwing it out in the comments as well. When I asked you about your situation presently and if things got better, you said baby number 4. So did you get 4 kids?
Yes, 4 children.
So when did baby number 4 come in? Because we were at
2005 when I moved from London.
This is for someone different or that same?
Someone different, yep. Another guy in the church.
All right,
preach to.
that sound like a
That,
part
oh
three.
God,
Leave
that's
it,
a story.
leave it. That sound like
Yes. Oh yes.
that's
But through it all, oh yes, that one, I tell you, and I said all of them, they are Christians.
but
That's why I have to take a step back now. When people say that they are Christians, you have to check them out.
I'm going to ask you the obvious question that I'm sure someone is going to throw in the comment section real soon. Why is it that you don't protect yourself when you're interacting with these men so that children don't come in the picture like that easily?
I did protect myself. I got pregnant with the coil. And
right.
that one, to be honest, baby number 4, that wasn't consented. No, he came because I'm a Christian and I do believe. To be honest, I was gonna abort it, and when I was going to do it, when I went in, the nurse said to me, she said, "Mother, when they take my vital, they take my high blood pressure and everything." She looked at me and she said, "Mother," she said, "if you go through with the abortion tonight, you're gonna die."
I'm seeing them saying we need part 3, we need part 3, but I think we're gonna wrap it up with part 2. I think that's enough. Or if the caller wants to share her part 3 somewhere down the line in probably another couple of weeks, she can if she chooses to. But we're gonna wrap it up at part 2. All right. So tell us a little bit about the book. Would you want to share a part 3 somewhere down the line, but not right?
Oh yes.
All right.
I will, because I tell you, people, we have to. Our eyes need to be open. Yeah. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to tell you the name of the book. Yeah. It's called Overcoming, because we're all overcomers. Christians, we are overcomers. So we are always overcoming things. None of us going to go through one season of our life and then the rest of our life is smooth, So, yeah. So it's called Overcoming, and it's by Sandra Niche.
And you say they can find it on Amazon?
On Amazon by next week, Tuesday, because I'm collaborating with the person to upload it tomorrow.
Okay,
so by next week, Tuesday.
The name of the book is Overcoming, and the author
by
is Sandra
Niche.
Niche. All right, so viewers, write that name down, Overcoming, and Sandra Niche. You can find it on Amazon.
Niche. Niche. Yes.
All right. So make sure.
And it have a lady. It's a head. It's a head with this darkness in the back of the head, and the front bit of it. You see the light coming through. No, so that's the design on the cover.
Janelle, we won't do part 3 Monday. We have several other shows lined up. So we'll leave part. In fact, let's do this. If you want to find out part 3, get the book. Makes sense, right? Yeah.
Because if I tell it all tonight,
right?
Yeah.
If you want to find out part 3, get the book once it drops on Tuesday. You said it's dropping on Tuesday, right?
Yes.
Right. So get the book, and you'll find out what happens in part 3. I think she's given enough already. Part 1 and part 2 on the platform. Yes. Find out what happens in the end in the book on part 3. Once you get it. All right. So the name of the book is Overcoming, and it's by Sandra Niche. All right. So check out the book and get it. So write down the name from now and go get it off of Amazon on Tuesday. What time? Is there any specific time?
Just Tuesday. Can start to browse on Amazon, and then we'll see it once it comes live. It will come live over the weekend to Monday.
All right. So write down the name, Overcoming, Sandra Niche. All right. Get the book, and you will be able to find out what happens in part 3. Thank you, Carla, for sharing tonight again. All right. And keeping everyone interested and intrigued enough that they're going to go search for the book when it lands on Tuesday. All right. Have a blessed night.
Thank you very much for your time, and thanks to everyone for listening. God bless you.
All right. Good night.
Good night. Bye-bye.
All right, family. So there you go. Tonight's continuation was not a disappointment at all. It was a sad one, though. However, it was a sad one to know that she went through all that. But I will say this: she is not alone in things like this. She is not alone. A lot of people go through things like this in their life. And you notice I said people, because men face these kind of things as well at the hands of women, But I feel like a woman alone go through them things. Yeah. Man go through it as well, right? And as we speak right now, you have people going through it. You have people right now who are catch upon somebody couch offering, and at any moment then soon get kicked out, and that somebody can be a cousin, a sister, a auntie, or some family member where they really care, then so I go kick them out and say, "Hey, boy, a time for you leave, me can't do nothing else here." May I tell you no? Natasha, what you mean I cut the story? The story came to an end. That was the end of part 2. It didn't get cut. There wasn't even supposed to be a part 3. I not talk about no part 3. That's not gonna happen. Yeah, man, Millicent, go and check out the books. Millicent said maybe I would look for the book for part 3. Yeah, man, look for the book, Millicent. All right. I want to big up Merville Mackey. Merville Mackey, Facebook just notified me literally while I'm on the stream, and it says subscriber anniversary, 1 year 5 months exactly. Merville Mackey has been an official supporter of the platform, signed up and got her badge. So thank you so much, Merville Mackey. I'm looking at it right now on my screen. It says Merville Mackey subscriber anniversary, 1 year and 5 months since she signed up and never ever canceled her subscription. Thank you so much, Merville. I do appreciate that. I do appreciate your continued support. All right. And I also saw someone asked, Unstoppable, why is it that my badge says new when it should be VIP? Once you just sign up, your badge is going to say new until after the very first month it's going to change. All right. After the first month it's going to change from new. All right. So the new sign-ups will have their badge saying new. That's YouTube. All right. If you're on Facebook and you haven't signed up as yet to get your badge, please sign up and get your badge and show the platform some genuine support. All right. Once you have your badge, you will get the exclusive story that I will be sharing 2 Sundays from now. All right. So make sure that you sign up and listen out for when I share that exclusive story. Like I said, to sign up, all you have to do is click. In fact, let me do it right now. Duane, me never know Duane. Me just a see it. Like I said, Duane said, Unstoppable boy, you never give me my props to my anniversary. I didn't know. I literally just saw Facebook highlight Merville Mackey and says 1 year 5 months. I didn't even know that until Facebook showed it to me. All right, so let me drop it right now. So if you're on Facebook and you're looking on your screen right now, you should see where it says subscriber goal update. Come in and be a subscriber. Subscribe now on your screen. So just click that and sign up right now to become an official supporter and get your badge. All right, on Facebook. I do appreciate that. If you could help me to get to 100 official signups, I would appreciate it. Right now we're at 82. I'm trying to get to 100. All right, so you can help. We're at 82. I need to get to at least 100 official signups. All right, so just click that and sign up to become a subscriber. All right, and over here on YouTube, all you have to do, if you look, you'll see Stream Elements dropping the link saying sign up and become an official supporter. Sign up, click the link and sign up to become a supporter. All right, so we're at the end of the program right now, but I cannot leave without saying, if you have a story you want to share, it's very easy. All you have to do is send a WhatsApp message to the number on the screen, 754-317-5747. All right, and all the message has to say is, Unstoppable, I have a story I want to share. Once you send that, I will reach out to you and we'll schedule you for a night when you get to share your experience. All right, 754-317-5747. All right, Paula says, I don't get my badge. Paula, you need to sign up to get your badge. All right, so just click the link and it will take you to the page where you sign up and get your badge. All right, it's that simple. Now, see, there you look. There, look in the chat. You will see where Stream Elements just dropped the link. It says to become a member of the Unstoppable family officially. Click this link right here to get your badge. All right, just click that link that Stream Elements just dropped in the chat and it will take you to the page where you can sign up. All right, yeah, man. See a lot of persons saying congratulations, Merville. Merville, big up yourself. Much love. I do appreciate that support. That's what I call continued support right there. Mama Joy just sent in a super chat contribution. Thank you so much, Mama Joy. I do appreciate that. All right, so Unstoppable family, as long as you have your badge beside your name, right now is the time for you to start marching out right now so that we can give you a shout out and wrap up and come go my yard. So let's go. Start the marching out. YouTube, march out with the custom emoji, and Facebook, march out with the flames as long as you have your badge. And YouTube crew, please march out. Don't just sit back and wait for me if I call the name if you know march out, because most cases I'm not going to remember. So I'm looking in the chat to see who actually marches out. And if you know march out, I can't see you. I'm not going to necessarily remember every single name. All right, so as long as you have your badge beside the name, start marching out right now. Merville Mackey is marching out right now, rocking her flames. All right, we got Iridata rocking her badge as well. And over here on YouTube, we got Mama Joy rocking her badge. All right, Lurleen Harmon is rocking her badge as well. Auntie Travis in the building rocking her badge. We got Jen rocking her badge as well. Zenobia Henry is rocking her badge. We got Sharon Marson marching out rocking her badge. And over here on Facebook, Duane Randolph just roll out rocking his badge as well. Iridata is rolling out rocking her badge. Catherine Charles has her badge on her name as well. Ilian Hamilton is rocking her badge. Ilian says, I'm definitely going to buy that book. Big up yourself, Ilian. Candice Unstoppable is rocking her badge as well. Over here, we got where's this? Shanna Lee Henry is rocking her badge as well. All right, let's see what go on. Oh, and people, we need to go check out Trev Essence's channel as well. Yazzie is here rocking her badge. Yazzie don't know how to use the custom emoji yet. Yazzie, you have to go find a custom emoji. You know, you have it. All right. You have it, Yazzie. So you have to go find the custom emoji and march out with it. Alright? Yeah, man. But Yazzie is rocking her badge as well. Alright? Laurie and Lala Linton is rocking her badge over there on Facebook and on YouTube. Big up to yourself, Mama Sylvia. Alright? Rocking her badge on Facebook and on YouTube. And that's how we love it. Alright? Let's see who else a march out. Quick. Princess Rich come here. Oh, I know something I like it, Princess. I donate it to Salvation Army. Princess Sher says, Unstoppable, I like your shirt. I don't like it. I donate it to somebody. There's so much clothes I have I not like. I just pack up the whole of them one time and just go give them away. Real talk. Soon and very soon. But thank you so much for liking my shirt. Alright, Dennis Wright is marching out to them flames, but Dennis, you need to get your badge. Alright, Dennis, please and thank you. Alright, so anyhow, family, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Have a blessed weekend, and I will see you all on Friday for another. You may have said on Friday, on Monday for another Unstoppable program. Bless up.
See the music, 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 move your waistline, move your shoulders, see the music, move your waistline, move your shoulders,
This music got me feeling like them way up high, sipping martinis and blue slushes with umbrellas up high. I like dancing, you like dancing? Put my feet up